It's Chris from Dreamedia. Got a brand new episode for you today. Haven't seen you in a while, just wanted to check in. Now that I have all the time in the world to go ahead and do all this stuff, I went ahead and came out to the shop today. I want to go ahead and, I wanted to box up some stuff because a customer ordered a lot of this stuff. And then at the same time, I wanted to show you guys what we still have available on site. This stuff is available at a super deep discount, so I would highly recommend acting fast because a lot of the times whenever we make these videos, they go pretty quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what we sold and also what we have available, and I'll do it right at the intro. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and start off on this side of the room. So with this customer, they went ahead and ordered an SB4000. Pretty much everything they got is going to be in piano black. The only thing that we have to go ahead and swap out for them is going to be these. These are actually available in piano white. So that's all we have on stock. We've sold all the rest of them out. But still, don't be discouraged if you don't see anything you like. We still drop ship pretty much anything that you want from the actual SVS dealership. So you don't have to worry about us ever being out of anything. So we have the SB4000. This is an amazing subwoofer. You guys know that I built my channel on this subwoofer right here. It was my second SVS sub. It is an amazing subwoofer, especially for the price that you pay for it. Terrific, especially from medium to large type rooms. And if you have a room that's going to be open more towards kind of like a family room and not enclosed by four walls, great subwoofer for you guys to pick up right there. Over here, this was the whole reason why I went ahead and switched to SVS for my entire Klipsch reference Premiere setup. The Ultra Center, I was so completely impressed whenever I heard this one in person. It was a full-on, I think it was a 5.2.2 at Nebraska Furniture Mart, at Star Power. Heard this one in person. The wife was there. She was like, dang, that sounded good. I'm like, yeah, I know it sounded good. So I pretty much had her blessing since then. And that's basically what jump-started the entire jump over to SVS. So easily one of my favorite center channels if you guys haven't checked one out already. Down here we have the Ultra bookshelves. These are really great speakers themselves. They don't get a lot of play, and I think that they really should be touted a little more. There's not a whole lot of reviews out there for them, but these are some of the best bookshelves that I've heard. They will give some of the new ones that I've heard a run for their money, and especially at those bigger shows like Exponent and stuff like that. Over here we have the Prime Elevations. Easily my favorite height effects speaker. You don't have to have the Dolby Atmos logo on the speaker for it to be used as a height speaker, DTSX speaker, Atmos speaker, whatever. If it says Atmos on the box, that just means it's Atmos enabled, which means it's going to ceiling bounce. So it's going to bounce off the ceiling and then be able to come back to your ear. So how accurate can it be? I mean, I've tried it a couple different times. I'm not super impressed with them whenever they do bounce off the ceiling. But at the same time, these are full range speakers. The ceiling bounce speakers, they have different crossovers in them. That's why they're Atmos enabled. So just make sure that your AVR is set proper to heights, and then you can actually hang these from the ceiling. You can use them as center channels. I really like them because they have a mounting solution in them. Down here we have the Ultra Surrounds. These are actually really versatile because if you have only the space for a 5.1, but you want a 7.1, you can actually wire these so that you can have one speaker going this way, or one set of speakers going this way, and another set going this way. Or if you just want to use it as a surround and have like more of a diverse type of sound coming from one spot, rather than being focal where it's coming right at your face like this, it'll fan out and it'll give you a little more diversity on where that sound's coming from. And I actually really like that for surround effects. Obviously, all the rest of the stuff that we have in here, we're packing it up as well, just not just yet. So we have the Prime Towers in black ash. Really like these, like even whenever we just hooked them up, as you can see the wire just kind of dangling down right there. Even when we just hooked them up real quick, like we didn't believe that it was just those towers playing. You will get a ton of bass out of these things, and I was completely impressed. I thought there was a subwoofer on whenever we were cranking it, because these things actually give a really, really great tone, and they're a really small form factor, and the price is pretty comfortable as well. Over here we have the 2000 corner. So we have the SB2000 up here, SB2000 Pro, PB2000, PB2000, and PB2000 Pro. So now you might be asking what's the difference in between the old version, the 2000, and the Pro version. Basically, the biggest difference is going to be the plate amplifier. The plate amplifier is going to give you an additional headroom of wattage on top, especially with the not just RMS power, but dynamic power. At the same time, you get your wireless capabilities, so you can use this as a You can use it with the SVS app. You don't have to have a remote. Basically, your cell phone or your app or your smart device is going to be your remote for this thing. You can use DSP. Not a lot of people know what DSP is. DSP is a parametric EQ that you can modify whenever you use this thing to absolutely customize it to your space. So it's not very well advertised. I don't think that people know what DSP is. People kind of just like glance over it whenever they hear it in the specs or whatever. But it's a really, really unique feature, and they're not the only company that does DSP and their subwoofers, but I think that it's one of the better implementations because it's really, really easy. Down there you have the ported version. So we have the old version, the 2000, the 2000 Pro right here. I really like the double port design. They're not the same size as the ports as before, so it's a little smaller port. They don't come with plugs, but if you call them up, their customer hotline, they'll go ahead and send you out those foam plugs for the bottom there. Really like the way that one sounds. Really, really impressed by it. Speaking of being impressed, we have the PB16 Ultra down here. We have, that one's my favorite. I have two of these at home. It is the biggest and baddest subwoofer that SVS makes. I kind of wish they made one bigger, but they don't yet. So, I mean, they haven't told me anything. I'm just kind of hoping that that they actually make something a little bigger, especially with all these improvements that they're making to their legacy subwoofers. I think they've learned a lot along the way, and I think that, you know, they can utilize that and make something a little bigger and juicier for the rest of us. But seriously, that's all I need. I have two of these. I don't even need two, but it just sounds really nice and balanced in my space. Really, really enjoy it. Up here we have the SB16 Ultra. Heard this one a couple of times in person. The slam that it gives you, the way it pressurizes the room, you really forget how good a sealed subwoofer sounds, and I really, really like the way that one sounds. Speaking of sealed subwoofers, we have a the 1000 as well as the, that's another SB2000. So we have an SB2000 and a SB1000 right down here. And that's going to round out the subwoofers. Wait, not yet. So we have the PC2000, which is going to be the older version, right? You'll notice that it's the older version because it comes with the black ash top. This is the PC2000 Pro because it comes with the piano black top. That's the only finish it comes with. So exact same thing as before, more headroom on the amplifier, wireless capabilities with this one. And to be honest, the difference in between these two, I really like the way the new one sounds. You know, it may be semantics, I'm not really sure, but definitely you have a little more oomph and get up with the new subwoofers. Over here we have the Klipsch RP4000Fs. Haven't opened these things yet, but I have heard them in person very shortly. They do serve a purpose, and I would definitely, in my situation, I would use these as like surround towers because I don't necessarily like having bookshelves on book stands, you know, because, you know, dog's tails can whack them over, or the kid can walk over and, you know, poke it. So really, really good solution for surrounds, especially if you have some animals or some young ones in the room. Down here, we have the Klipsch C310 ASWI. I mean, I don't think they could have made it a harder name to remember. But this sub right here, I've heard it a couple times before. Extremely, extremely capable subwoofer, right? It has three 10-inch drivers in it. The complete wattage right now escapes me, but it is really, really underutilized, I think. I don't think a lot of people know about this one. I think it's kind of pricey, but it does give you a whole lot of performance with that one, and wireless capability subwoofer right there. All right, so just real quick, I'm going to show you the rest of the stuff that we have to offer. We have another one of these open box, the Prime Satellite 5.1, so if you want to, you know, have a right out of the box complete setup, if you have a little older AVR, you don't want to spend the money on a new AVR, this one's going to do just fine, and it comes with this PB1000 or SB1000 just right out of the box. So just real easy. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. It comes with a full 5.1 system. I've heard this several times, just hooked up to AVR power, and it sounds incredible. So if you want to get one of those, definitely recommend it, and then maybe add on some of the elevations if you have some Atmos, and then it'll be a completely stunning experience. Over here we have the Prime Center, so if you don't want to use one of these satellites as your center, you can actually mix and match in between. So I really like this one. It doesn't give you the absolute performance like the Ultra Center, like I was talking about before. This one is easily my favorite, but it does have a lot of the same performance characteristics. All of the SVS line, they're tamper matched, So you can mix and match. You can buy, you know, an ultra center, and you can buy some prime satellites for your left and right speaker, or, you know, you can get the primes over here and you can mix and match that with the ultra center. It doesn't necessarily matter. Now, what I wouldn't do, I wouldn't get the ultra center and then I wouldn't mix them with a different brand. Ideally, what you want to do is you want to have your left, center, and right the same model and the same brand. But you can get away with doing Klipsch or mixing Klipsch and SVS if you have them all one on the front row, and then maybe just mix and match on the back. One last thing I forgot to mention, we already had an unboxing of these. I've heard these a couple times in person, very, very impressed with them. They're upside down right now. But these are the RP 8000Fs, so these are the big brothers of the 4000s that we had in here. So again, open box, those are in piano gloss black. Definitely enjoy those. I had the RP 280s, incredible speakers, and these are a little different in their design. But I think that's it, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up real quick. And before I forget, one other thing that we have is we have this Strong FS rack mount. If I'm not mistaken, this is a 23. So I need to double check with Zach, but we got this one. Basically, we ordered this one by mistake, and obviously it'll be a really good value for you guys. But just go ahead and hit us up if you want this one as well. Well, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead in this video here. Make sure you guys support your local businesses. Basically, that was the reason for this video. You know, we want to go ahead and just make sure you guys know that we're out here. We're all being safe and whatnot. Just make sure you support your local businesses. Really appreciate it. All the stuff that we have here, that's not going with the initial sale that I was talking about. All this stuff is going to be open box, so it's going to be a little bit of a deeper discount than normal. As well as if you guys want to grab some of the Klipsch stuff, you're probably going to be talking to Zach. If you guys want to grab the SVS stuff, you'll probably be talking to me. But we really appreciate all the love and support, man. It's been an incredible journey. Like, I met Zach. I reached out to him sometime, I think in May last year. And since we kind of just combined efforts and I started helping him out with the channel, it's just been exponential growth. It's been crazy. So I think right now we're at 40,000 subscribers, 41,000 subscribers, and I think 7.3 million views. So it's been an incredible journey. It's been a lot of fun. We're not stopping anywhere anytime soon. So I really appreciate all the love and support. We're going to keep doing it as long as you guys will keep having us. So again, support your local businesses, like, favorite, share, and subscribe. Catch you on the next one.